So today we're going to be doing a tail whip how-to on the channel, and I'm going to be the one explaining it. Now, most of you guys know my situation. I'm currently handicapped, and I'm about to teach you guys how to do a trick. I know it doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? Even though I can't do it physically, mentally, I swear to you, I'm the best at teaching this trick because I know exactly what it takes to be able to do this trick. And I'm going to be using a bunch of footage from the archive to go along with my explaining to make sense of this trick. So let's talk about the beginning for me with the tail whip. I learned the tail whip when I was about 14, 15 years old, and at the time nobody was really doing tail whips at all. You would see the pro riders in the magazines, and that was it. There was no locals at the skate park doing tail whips. It was such a rare thing. It was a trick I wanted to learn more than any other trick out there. There was something about just taking the bike and spinning it around and jumping back onto it that was just so crazy, and it was so cool. And throughout my career, that trick stayed with me along the way. There's so many different things I've done with the tail whip, and I even invented a few tricks using the tail whip. A couple examples are these right here. I did the first ever tail whip 2-foot jam nose pick on a quarter pipe. That was a bunch of years ago. I ended up doing the first ever flat ground wall ride to tail whip on the Rock and Roll Fools. And the biggest tail whip combination that I invented was definitely the front flip tail whip. A bunch of pro riders were chasing that trick, and I thought it was impossible just like everybody else, and one day I figured it out, and I did it back in 2007. I've done a lot of tail whips in my day, and I'm going to do my best to explain it to you guys right now. So the first thing that we want to talk about learning the tail whip is learning how to do the motion of the tail whip. Now you can either kick it to the left or you can kick it to the right, and when I say kick it, it's because you're going to be using your foot to get it started. So first thing I want to talk about is the motion of it, and the best way to learn it is to sit here on flat ground, and you want to get used to kicking it with your arms. To be honest with you, I'm about to teach you guys this trick, and I don't even know if I have the strength to be able to do it on flat ground. I'm going to attempt one for the first time since my crash right now on flat ground. We'll see if I have the strength. If it works, great. If not, whatever. I'm sure you guys will still go with it. Ooh. Not bad. So this is crucial because controlling the tail whip is the main thing, and if you don't know how to hold the tail whip up with your arms and how to do the movement with your arms, it's going to be almost an impossible trick to learn. So I'm going to do another one. Let's see if I could do it a little bit tighter and a little bit faster. So what you're going to do, you're going to use your leg on flat ground just to get it going, kick it and spin. That came out pretty good actually. I bet you if I had enough air I could do it in my current situation. Probably wouldn't end too well, but I'm gonna put the bike down real quick to kind of explain this part. So what we're gonna be doing, it's all about keeping the bike controlled underneath you. You do not want to kick the bike and make the bike go far over here. If your arms are far over here, then the bike's gonna be all the way out there. So you want to keep it really controlled underneath you. So when you kick the tail whip, you just want to do a circular motion, and you can practice on the ground like I was just holding the bike. You want to do that non-stop. The more you do that, the better you will get at it. And you could do that for bar spins too. I know this isn't a bar spin how-to, but it's crucial because muscle memory is such a big deal in BMX. So make sure you guys practice that movement. So you're gonna get the bike going. You wanna get that motion. The quicker the bike comes around, the better it's going to be for the tail whip. So I'm bringing the bike back in to explain something right now. So we're gonna be talking about which foot you ride forward and the direction of the tail whip. Truthfully, it doesn't matter. There's so many different riders out there that do it different ways. So you can see my bike right now is set up right foot forward. Now that's how I ride, but there's a lot of people that ride left foot forward, and you can either kick the bike to the left or to the right. Now if, let's just say, you were riding left foot forward like this, and then you kick the bike so it came around to the right like I just did. So the bike would come around and it would end up next to you like this. So as the bike comes around, the first part to get back on the bike would be your inside leg. So that would be the right foot. Now the problem is, if you were left foot forward, if you would step on the pedal would move. It's definitely less common to see goofy foot tail whips out there. They are possible, they're just a little bit hard. So after you get the motion all figured out, we're gonna talk about kicking the bike. So majority of you guys that are gonna be riding like this are going to be regular footed. So goofy footed riders, you can still do the same thing. I'll explain it a little bit, but I'm gonna start off regular footed. So regular footed means that you're gonna be kicking the tail whip with your back foot. Now I'm going to explain this for my current setup. So I'm right foot forward and I kick with my left foot. So that means that my left foot is my back foot. So what you're gonna do when you start kicking tail whips, let's pretend that my hand is my foot. So this is on the pedal. You don't wanna push down so the cranks move when you do the tail whip. You wanna make sure that you lift up your foot enough and then kick the side of the bike. You wanna kick about here. You can hit all this stuff as long as the bike gets going, but you don't wanna push down off the lip and do it because that's going to mess up when you catch the bike. Your front foot is gonna be the first part that puts back on the bike, and if your pedal's all the way up here, that is going to throw off everything because you don't ride a bike like that. Everybody rides flat-footed, so you want to make sure your cranks don't spin. Now, a lot of people end up tightening up their chains to make sure that their cranks don't spin. I used to do it a lot. So currently mine's pretty loose. It's definitely gonna help when the cranks are tighter to learn this trick. So now if you're regular footed, that means you're gonna be kicking with your back foot, catching with your front foot. If you're goofy footed, that means you're gonna be kicking with your front foot. Now this is where things get weird. The front foot sits here like this. Now, pretend my hand is the foot. When people kick goofy footed tail whips, what they have to do is slide their foot back and kick the back end of the bike. So you can't kick off of here because it would be so hard to do. Slide your foot back and then kick the back end of the bike and come around. But when you're catching it goofy footed, here's another hard part of it. So we're gonna kick the bike around. Oh, sorry. We're gonna kick the bike around. And as it comes around, you're going to have to catch it with your back foot. But if you just put your back foot on and not your front foot, then immediately the cranks are gonna go up and down like that, and it's going to make the trick so hard to land. So what I'm gonna recommend for you guys that are goofy foot, when the bike's coming around, you wanna bring the bike in, get this left leg over or your front foot. You wanna grab the bike like this, and then you wanna try to find the pedals. So it's hard to go directly to the pedals if you're goofy foot. If you're kicking regular foot, it's a lot easier that way. Bring the bike over, grab the bike, and then go to the pedals. That is the way that majority of the pros you'll see are doing that trick. Catching it regular footed is a lot different. So I'm gonna give you guys one quick example. So you kick the bike, you make sure that the cranks don't spin, and as they're coming around, what you want to do is look for the front pedal. So you let the bike come to you, but you got to pick up your back leg. Your back leg has to go up and around the back of the bike. You can see I have a low seat on here. It definitely makes it easier to tail up. Majority of the people out there are going to have low seats anyway, so because all you have to do is bend your leg and grab over the bike. If you have a higher seat, there's more potential of your leg to hit the seat and not let the tail up come around. You want to quickly let your back foot just come over, but as you're doing that, you want to look at that front foot. You want to get that right foot or the left foot, whichever way you're kicking it, go to that pedal, and then you want to grab the bike and try to ride away from it. Now, when I learned tail ups when I was like 14 or 15, it took me a while to perfect them. I would throw them, but it would be reckless. Like I didn't have the control and the confidence to get my feet on the pedals because it's really hard to do. It takes time, guys, and the more you practice this trick, the better you will get, I promise you. The effort has to be there. It's all about muscle memory in BMX. I say it all the time. I tell Big Boy this on a daily basis. The more you practice tricks, the better you will get at them, and the more comfortable you will get with the trick as well. So I feel like it's a pretty good explanation for a tail up, and a lot of you guys, I feel like you guys can make progress with that. So hopefully I answered everything for you guys, and this will get you tail upping, and hopefully some of you guys will be watching this video and you guys will be inventing tail up tricks down the road as well. So that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and until next time, remember to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching. Peace.